We're heading to the shores of Lanka, right to the very beginning of one of the greatest wars ever told. And in this explainer, we're not going to cover the whole thing. Nope, we're zooming right in on that first absolutely chaotic and crucial day of battle.
This one line, it really says it all. Every last attempt at peace has failed. Every offer has been rejected. There's absolutely no turning back now. What's coming isn't a conversation. It's a war that simply has to be fought.
And you just gotta love the imagery here. A red sun isn't just a pretty picture, it's a warning. It's almost like the sky itself knows what's about to happen, the sheer amount of bloodshed that's coming. You can just feel the tension in the air.
So let's watch this storm roll in. We're talking about those last few moments right before these two massive armies are about to crash into each other. And it's that deep breath right before everything explodes into chaos.
This is what it's all about. You can hear the conviction in Rama's voice. He's not hyping up his troops with talk of treasure or glory. Instead, he's giving them a rock-solid moral reason to fight. This isn't about conquering land, it's a fight for what's right. It's a crusade and a rescue mission all rolled into one.
And just look at the army he's leading. This is not your typical army with swords and shields. This is an army of nature itself, alive and breathing. You can almost feel the ground vibrating as millions of Vanara warriors pound their chests. Their weapons aren't made in a forge. They're ripped straight from the earth. We're talking raw, primal power, just waiting to be unleashed.
All right, the speeches are over, the lines have been drawn, now we get to see what happens when they collide. This is the moment the storm finally breaks. And this really lays out how different these two sides are. I mean, look at this. On one side, you have this alliance born from the natural world, Vanaras and bears, fighting for justice with rocks and trees. And on the other, Ravana's legions of demons and giants, carrying dark, twisted weapons, fighting for nothing but power. It's so much more than a battle. It's a fundamental clash of ideals.
Just try to imagine the sound of this. That sharp, piercing blast of the conch shells. And then it's just completely swallowed by the roar of millions of soldiers. The ground itself is shaking under the weight of these two armies charging at each other. The battle has officially begun.
Now, in the middle of all this mayhem, this is where the legends are born. So let's zoom in from the massive clash of armies and focus on the incredible feats of the heroes who are leading the charge.
See, this is a three-pronged attack. You've got Hanuman on the front lines, basically acting like a human wrecking ball. Then you have Angada going straight for the enemy leadership, taking on a top general. And then, holding it all together, you have the wise old Jambavan making sure the lines don't break. It's brains and brawn working together perfectly.
And then there's Lakshmana. The power he's unleashing is just unbelievable. He's not just taking out soldiers, he's destroying war machines. I mean, an arrow that can literally split a chariot in two? That's some serious skill, backed by some serious divine power.
Okay, but if Lakshmana is a master, Rama is on a whole other level. His arrows aren't even described like normal arrows. They're described like a force of nature. Think about it. Like lightning, they're blindingly fast, they never miss their mark, and there is just nothing that can stop them. He's the ultimate weapon out there.
So, we've seen the battle from the ground, from the perspective of the attackers. But, every story has two sides. So let's shift our viewpoint. Let's go up to the palace in Lanka and see this all unfold through the eyes of the one who caused it. Right? All this raw power, this unstoppable fury, just showing up on his front lawn. What in the world is going through the mind of the great and powerful Ravana as he's watching this happen? And there it is. It's not just anger, it's genuine shock. This is Ravana, king of the demons, commander of sorcerers and giants, and he's looking down at this army of monkeys, and he literally can't believe what he's seeing. This tells you everything. He made a huge mistake. He completely, totally underestimated his enemy. And you can see the first little cracks forming in that legendary arrogance of his. So, the sun that rose red this morning is finally starting to set. The fighting dies down. And now it's time to take stock and see what this first brutal day has cost everyone. This is so important. This wasn't some quick, easy victory. It was a vicious, bloody day. Both armies took a serious beating, which just goes to show you how intense this war was right from the very first charge. So the day ends in a stalemate. But that doesn't mean it was a draw. Think about it. For an invading army to meet the full strength of the enemy on their own home turf and not break, That's a huge victory. Rama's army proved they could go toe-to-toe with the legions of Lanka and hold their ground. They proved they belonged on that battlefield.
And that's really the question that hangs in the air, isn't it? The war for Lanka is on. But that first day set a terrifying pace. If that much death and destruction could happen in a single day, what else is coming? What kind of horrors and what kind of heroism are we about to see?